great risk. This content is subject to change at any time without notice and is provided for the sole purpose of education and assistance in making independent investment decisions. BasecampTrading.com has taken reasonable measures to ensure the accuracy of the information contained herein. However, BasecampTrading.com does not guarantee its accuracy and is not liable for any loss or damage which may result directly or indirectly from such content or from an inability to access such information or any delay in or failure of the transmission or the receipt of any instruction or notification in connection therewith. Any past performance results are shown for illustration and example only, are hypothetical, and as such have many inherent limitations. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those shown. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. And the U.S. government would like me to give you this disclaimer as well. This is CFTC Rule 4.41, which is a hypothetical risk disclaimer that says Commodity Futures Trading Commission futures and options trading has large potential rewards but also large potential risk. You must be aware of the risk and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the futures and options markets. Don't trade with money you cannot afford to lose. This is neither a solicitation nor an offer to buy or sell futures, stocks, or options on the same. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those discussed on this website. The past performance of any trading strategy or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations, and unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. All right. Well, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself so you know who you're listening to in this webinar. Again, my name is Drew Day. I started working at a hedge fund when I was 21 years old. I have since worked in both the hedge fund world and private equity for over 15 years, and when I was at a biotech firm for $30 million. I am a featured expert in the book A Visual Guide to Hedge Funds, published by Bloomberg, written by Richard C. Wilson. I am also a featured speaker on our patented financial technology at Bloomberg Markets in London and New York City, and I am the founder and president of Basecamp Trading. Now, you might be wondering, how did I get started trading or working rather in a hedge fund at 21 years old? When I was a young college student, I decided to leave my hometown of Naples, Florida, to go out to West Tennessee. I had a goal of playing college basketball, and I wanted to be a history teacher. I've always had a passion for history, still love history to this day. But when I got to college, I realized that being a collegiate athlete just was not for me. So I decided not to play basketball, and I decided to pursue a major in history education. And a family member of mine ran into a hedge fund manager that we knew in Naples, Florida, and he was curious if I was going to be coming home for the summer because he had some work for me to do. So being a broke college student going to a private school in West Tennessee, I decided, what a great opportunity. I am really excited about the opportunity to work at a hedge fund. And I knew nothing about the hedge fund industry. When I drove to this hedge fund manager's office in Naples, Florida, on the one side there was the Gulf of Mexico, there was the beach, and then when he opened these doors, there were panoramic views of this beautiful bay. And I was wearing the best Dockers that a broke college student could afford, with a notepad in hand, and I was ready to go to learn all about the hedge fund business. I could tell by the look on his face that he was not planning on having me work for his hedge fund. In fact, he literally told me that he was expecting me to mow the grass for him and work around his house. And one thing led to another. He could tell that I was humiliated, and as we started talking about the hedge fund industry, he decided to give me an internship, and that really opened up my eyes to an entire new world, and I became fascinated with that world. I was able to see client statements where these clients were generating more in 1 month in profits than many of my family members made in an entire year. I became blown away with the potential and the opportunity for working in the hedge fund industry. Well, fast forward several years, and I'd worked my way up to becoming and they asked me if I would be willing to move to the Cayman Islands and run the Cayman Island office. So here I'm in a hedge fund. I've achieved partnership status at a very young age, had just previously sold a biotech company for $30 million as a board member on that biotech firm, and now I get to move to Grand Cayman in the Cayman Islands, and here's a picture of the place that I lived in down there. So every morning I would look out over that patio there, having coffee, reading the news, preparing for the day, and it really got me thinking. here's a statement of that fund in 1 month up $4.7 million. And it was great. But it also made me realize how I could do this for myself versus for other people. And I realized that I could enjoy a much better lifestyle if I didn't have the stress of working at a fund. Again, working at a hedge fund was a great experience for me. It taught me a lot. It opened up my eyes in many, many ways. But it also had a tremendous amount of stress associated with it. For example, the MF Global crisis, and obviously you can see this statement here, it says MF Global Inc. And if you're not familiar with the MF Global crisis, it came to light that over $1 billion in customer segregated accounts went missing. And our fund had quite a bit of money at MF Global, and so therefore I had to take it upon myself to work with lawyers and go after recovering the funds that had been stolen from the hedge fund. And I was able to do that. But I also had to sit there and field questions from our clients asking where their life savings had gone. And it was a very stressful time, and it took over a year to recover those funds that were taken from the MF Global account. So I had to set some new goals for myself, and my new goals were very simple. The first one was that I wanted to generate enough income from trading to achieve true financial freedom. And number two, I wanted to make an impact by teaching others how to do the same thing. So that was a good goal back then. When I was just married, I didn't have kids. I had one trader that I was mentoring, and I could afford to spend more time trading. But then my family started to grow, and my business started to grow, and our clients started to grow, and our membership started to grow here at Basecamp Trading, especially as stories like this began to spread. When Gary Edwards, who is one of our traders, took $810 to over $63,000 in just 5 months. Or Jim Haas started making over $20,000 a month trading our strategies and ended up buying a ranch in Texas with his trading profits. It was great. Business was good, life was good, but I didn't have the time to day trade anymore. Of how I wanted to live life on my own terms, not feel like I had another job to do, take a toll on me as a husband, a father, a CEO, a mentor, and a trader. And I had to reevaluate after my life had changed. And I don't know if you've ever gotten to that point where you have to sit there and you have to stop and truly ask yourself, wait, why am I truly doing this? Is what I am doing helping me achieve the goal that I want to achieve? And I was reminded, my goals were to generate enough income from trading to meet my financial goals, to make an impact by teaching others how to do the exact same thing so I could truly live life on my own terms. That's why I'm doing this. So I had to get clear about the type of trading that I wanted to do. I knew, number one, that I had to protect my downside. My number one rule, don't lose money. Number two, I wanted to trade stocks so I could diversify. I love the stock market. I love trading stocks because there's so much diversification opportunity in the stock market. But I didn't want to trade volatile stocks that whipsawed back and forth. I wanted a way to filter those. But they also had to have big return potential, and I needed a way to filter those. Ultimately, The type of trading that I wanted to do had to fit my lifestyle. I did not want to be chained to my desk all day. So after all of these years of being chained behind my desk, of spending countless hours before the market opened, after the market closed, I discovered the hard way that the only way to be consistently profitable in trading is to pick a trading style that fits your lifestyle. Now, I'm going to say that again. After all the years that I spent in the hedge fund industry, being at the desk before the market opened and after it closed and working long, hard hours, I discovered the hard way that the only way to, in my opinion, to be consistently profitable in trading is to pick a trading style that fits your lifestyle. I see so many traders that go and start trading strategies that are trading strategies, but they're working full-time jobs and they're just not able to be there to make the decisions that they need to make or make the adjustments that they need to make that work, and they end up wondering why they're not consistently profitable. So in my opinion, if you're a busy professional and you can't sit in front of the computer all day, then I believe that end-of-day swing trading is one of the best ways for you to trade. You still benefit from the amazing power of compounding in the stock market, but you don't have to be chained to your desk. Now, let's just briefly talk about the difference between day trading and swing trading. Well, with day trading, there's the potential to make substantial profits, no doubt. It is very time intensive. There is a tremendously high risk of burnout and stress associated with day trading, and you have to be at your computer during market hours, in most cases pre-market and after the market closes. In swing trading, there's the potential for significant profits. Constant monitoring is not required of your positions. There's less stress and risk of burnout, and ultimately there's more freedom. You don't have to be glued to your computer all day. Now every night after the market closes, after all the Wall Street noise stops, I hit a few keys on my computer, pull up the handful of stock picks that I want to analyze, and I have a proprietary 5-point filtering screener that I developed that whittles down thousands of stocks to just the top few. Then I analyze those and I pick the top ones that I want to place a trade in. That's how I trade today.
Okay, so these are our top instruments already filtered out. We've taken out the ones we don't trade and are focusing volatility 75, volatility 25, 1 second, and volatility 50, 1 second. So that's for our own emphasis added here.
Sometimes I place these at 4:30 p.m. before I head out for a steak dinner with my wife. Other times it's at 10 p.m. after spending the day fishing. I can execute these trades anytime after the closing bell rings, and I only need to dedicate about 10 minutes an evening to doing this. That's it. The rest of the time, the night, I'm free to do whatever I want. And it's working very well, and it can work for you too. This is perfect for you if you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, a busy professional, someone with full-time jobs. Some people work 2 jobs. This is great for you. Busy people who want to start day trading, day traders who want to regain control of their life, or anyone who has 10 minutes a day max to spare. And it's this very system I want to talk about today. In fact, I want to share with you 3 insider secrets to make consistent profits from swing trading. We're going to review these quickly, and I'll explain each one deeper as we go into the rest of the webinar. Number 1, secret number 1, use a long-only strategy. Secret number 2, cherry pick the top stocks with smart filters, and secret number 3, make your portfolio crash resistant. Why a long-only strategy? Now, all of the insiders know that long-only strategies are a great way to trade, and they've been proven over time. Long-only has been proven over time to be a fantastic way to trade. The reason that I like using a long-only strategy is that it focuses on generating high returns over the medium to long term with a strong emphasis on capital preservation, and that limits our risk, and that's very important. Now, if you're not familiar with shorting stocks or selling stocks, when you go to short a stock or sell a stock, you have unlimited risk. You can actually lose more than what's in your trading account. But when you're long only, when you're buying stocks, You have unlimited profit potential and you limit your risk. So what are the differences? When you sell a stock, unlimited risk. When you buy a stock, you can never lose more than your invested capital. Time works against you on a short sale, and shorting or selling stocks is not for new traders at all. What are the benefits of being long only? Well, again, we focus on delivering absolute returns over the medium to long term, a strong emphasis on capital preservation, and you'll be using time-tested principles of value, momentum, low volatility, and you'll be buying quality stocks which are predictable, scalable, have a competitive edge, and most importantly, can consistently generate free cash. Well, secret number 2, cherry pick the top stocks with smart filters. We're going to use smart filters to narrow down the 8,000 plus stocks down to the cream of the crop stocks, so you're only buying stocks that are going up and have lower volatility. Now, I want to talk about Ted Williams for a second and the science of hitting. Ted Williams was a Major League Baseball player, and he carved the strike zone into 77 cells, each the size of a baseball. And what he would do is he would only swing at balls in his sweet spot, because he knew that if he did that, it would allow him to bat tremendously well and make him a Hall of Fame baseball player. But if he indiscriminately would...
Okay, so back to our own live session here. Now, to the contrary, we don't trade stocks. We apply the same principle of stocks trading to trading synthetic indices. And right here, our first pick is the Volatility 75 index. Now, we chose this to do the opposite of stock trading. And that is, rather than waiting to buy a stock with low volatility, we prefer to go into a conglomerate or constellation of all the stocks that make up the highest volatile synthetic index, and that can be found right here in one index, which is the Volatility 75 index. So going straight up to look at what we do, we choose Volatility 75 index for a very special reason, and that is because it allows us to trade all strategies, all 3 strategies effectively, namely our weekly swings, our intraday, and our daily hours entries. So all 3 strategies can be traded effectively on Volatility 75 index, and we use a very flexible risk to reward ratio for all 3 strategies. When trading our swings, we are able to extend our reward beyond the 10-point marking, making it a 1:10 risk to reward ratio. Then when trading the intraday, we are able to also extend our reward to the 6 marking, making it a 1:6 risk to reward ratio. Then for the hourly entries, we're able to trade at a benchmark of 1:2 risk to reward ratio, and all of these are applicable to trading Volatility 75 index. Another reason is we're able to manage capital effectively using all 3 strategies. Our minimum capital set at $50 can be broken down into 5 parts, entailing that we can make 5 attempts at trading using $10 capital out of $50 deposit, and in all 5 attempts we target making $100 profit. So With the odds being right, one attempt a day can deliver the profit. But being that we have focused on the highest volatile synthetic index, we anticipate a possibility of losing one or two times, as the case may be. And knowing that even if we traded all 5 times and lost in 4 and made profit only in 1, we are still able to recover our capital and still make $50 profit. Being that in our intraday trading entries, if we did only one trade a day with $10 and we lost once, and we repeated the same trading every day, once per day, we are still able to have an equal risk to reward ratio of 1:5 at worst, meaning that if we traded with $10, we are looking at $50 profits as minimum profit for the week. And then if we did this 4 times or 4 weeks in a month, we know that we could turn our $50 into $200 of profit. So we still have our capital and we have profit of $200 added. So that is 300% profit guarantee in a month. But being that anything can happen, we like to even out our expectations to what is called the BRS minimum. So we want to reduce our risk to reward ratio to 1:2, meaning that if we have come in with $50 for a week, we expect to close the week at most with $100. So we have $50 extra on our $50 capital. So that's the worst case scenario. And even with this alone, shows that we can make profit every month trading volatility 75 index. Then lastly, we have mentioned flexible risk to reward ratio and also capital management. Next reason for trading volatility 75 index is it gives us an opportunity to recover our losses. And that is what we use as our value proposition, which is to help traders recover their losses in the financial markets. This is our reason d'etre, the reason why we are in the market. Our motivation for doing this mentoring program is to help traders who have lost money previously to come out of the market with good wins to recover all their losses. We know every trader has had a history of regrettable losses or trades taken without proper risk management. We know at the earlier stage of entering the market, there is always the excitement and high hope of making it a big win, but ending in a big regret or frustrating outcome where every capital put in is risked to the market's advantage. I want to turn the table around by helping traders now manage their capital, manage their risk, and manage their profit so much that they can be consistently profitable at the end of every month. So adding up all the engagements for the week, all the trading activities for each day, making up a weekly trade, we anticipate the trader coming out in flying colors as a profitable trader through our daily market lot or short DML, intraday swings, and hourly trading strategies. It is with this that we begin our training on how to make the best use of the opportunity provided to trade the market with us every day and make good profit with us with the potential of recovering the capital lost over time of being in the market. And then we have been able to formalize our procedure for taking trades, trading a certain pattern from Sunday to Saturday weekly. And in each day's trade, we have a potential risk to reward ratio of 1:6, which means that if we risk $10, we anticipate a reward of $60. So that's enough for us to take the risk. Now we have also said for our own use that we are not going to take any trade that has no potential for giving us a 1:6 risk to reward ratio. So we will not take a trade that has a 50-50 chance of profit or loss. We are only going to take a trade that has a 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 chances of losing to gaining. So if we have a chance, we should have 20% to the risk side and 80% to the reward side, or 30% to the risk side and 70% to the reward side, or at most 40% to the risk side and 60% to the reward side. So this is the only time we enter the market, the only motivation for entering the market at any given time trading our strategy is when we have a guarantee of above 50% probability for winning, and we want to take high probable trade entries using our DML, effective momentum price projection trading strategy, formalized by daily market lot. So we get back to the live demonstration showing volatility 75 index charts. We will demonstrate how we find weekly entries and how we find daily entries and how we find hourly entries for those who enroll into our live trading session where this is demonstrated. So those who enroll into our live trading session, we have the opportunity to see how we actually take weekly trades once a week and rest for the whole of the week, pending if it turns out a profit or a loss. But we reduce the stress of watching the market consistently by taking one entry that has a potential for a 1:10 risk to reward ratio. Then how we take intraday entries with a risk to reward ratio of 1:6. So we'll be demonstrating that in a live trading session for those who are enrolled for it. And also how we take hourly trades. So now this is in sequence. So if we lost on the weekly trade, which is the swings trading, we now rely on the intraday trades. And if we also lose out on the opportunity to secure a profitable entry on intraday entries or intraday trade, then we move down to the hourly trade entries. And all of these are divided into time sessions. So for each of the entry sessions, we trade only the best strategy for that session, and only those who attend our live trading class, not online trading class this time, can gain this knowledge on how to do it yourself. So why being part of our mentoring program gives one access to participate in our daily trading challenge, where we share 50% of the profits with all our traders who take our entries following our to be demonstrated DML DIY trading strategy using the momentum price projection entry parameters. All those who are also on our mentoring program who have the wherewithal can further enroll themselves into the live trading demonstration of our trading strategy, and this enrollment comes at a cost of $135. $135 only. We demonstrate this in a live trading class in the states or cities where we have registrants, preferably Port Harcourt, Lagos, and Abuja. So those enrolling, we have weekly batches for accepting enrollment, and in each batch we admit only 50 participants. So we demonstrate this to 50 participants every week at a cost of $135, equivalent to 65,000 naira. So for those who have the wherewithal to participate in our live trading class We will demonstrate our strategy. You are advised to enroll and learn how to do it yourself. Otherwise, take part in our trading challenge where we share 50-50 profits while we give you the trade entries for each day based on our DML DIY trading strategy using the momentum price projection, shortened as MPP entry parameters. So we continue with the rest of our lesson.
Number one, he's regarded as one of the greatest hitters in all of baseball history. He had a career batting average of 344, 521 home runs, and a 482 on-base percentage, which is the highest of all time. Now, Warren Buffett says, in investing, I'm in a no-called strike business, which is the best business you can be in. I can look at 1,000 different companies and I don't have to be right on every one of them, or even 50 of them. So I can pick the ball I want to hit. And the trick in investing is to just sit there and watch pitch after pitch go by and wait for the one right in your sweet spot. Over the years, you develop a lot of filters, and I do know what I call my circle of competence, and I stay within that circle. And I don't worry about things that are outside of that circle. Defining what your game is, where you're going to have an edge, is enormously important.
So back to our demonstration. For each lesson, we have to explain how we relate it to our trading strategy. Now, our sweet spot here and our filtered assets are only these three, but most especially Volatility 75 index. We leave our step index, focus more on Volatility 75 index and Volatility 50 index as a backup, and we use Volatility 25 index in rare cases. So our priority is Volatility 75 index. This is where we have our strength, and this is where we help traders to recover every penny lost to the market in trading every other instrument. And we expect that traders who participate in our live trading class or in our mentoring program for the trading challenge for 8 days will also see reason to make these our preferred assets their preferred assets also, and let go of every other instrument that could be traded. So having a multiple asset to trade doesn't necessarily mean having a guarantee for making good profit, but having a specialist instrument or specialist asset or preferred asset class to trade can give one an edge of mastery and ability to test out a strategy that is effective, and then allow one to concentrate efforts and resources into trading them for best output. So all those who are participating in our mentoring program, in our trading challenge and our live trading class, can also filter their assets list to only these three: Volatility 75 index, Volatility 25 1 second index, and Volatility 50 index, pending which one we have an entry opportunity in. But most likely and routinely, we have Volatility 75 index as the number one asset to be traded. And for convenience sake, we might include step index when situation permits. Otherwise, our focus remains on Volatility 75 index. So when do we switch to these others, have and have an entry on them? That is when we cannot find entry on Volatility 75 index for any reason that the market is choppy or the market is in a consolidation mode that is protracted. So then we might switch to Volatility 50 to look for entry opportunities. So Volatility 50 gives us also same kind of entry conditions for trading Volatility 75 index. And one of the reasons why we prefer it to any other alternative is it minimizes our margin spent in the market while also increasing our profit potential. Then it has kind of less than 50% of the volatility exposure of our entries are seen in the Volatility 75 index. So if we have a 100% rating for Volatility 75's volatility, we will have a 50% rating for Volatility 50's volatility. And that is why in best alternative, we prefer Volatility 50 as a substitute when trading Volatility 75 index if there is no entry opportunity gained. And then when also these two preferred assets cannot give us an entry to hold, we look at Volatility 25 1 second index, and this is only to back up our entries. But we do not trade that desperately because we only want to take an entry that can be held for 10 pips or 1 million points. So any entry that does not have that profit potential for being held above 60% probably to 1 million points or 10 pips will not be taken. And that is why we don't trade at all hours. We only trade at specific hours when we have in a day missed out on the opportunity to go in for intraday entries that gives us a 1:6% risk to reward ratio. Then we can go in for the hourly entries that can help us to build our capital, as the case may be. So that is for preference, choosing the right instrument to focus and concentrate resources on. And that is Volatility 75 index, Volatility 25 1 second index, and Volatility 50 1 second index.
And I'd say that Warren Buffett's strike zone of competence has been fantastic, as he's regarded as one of the best investors of all time. Did you catch what Buffett said? He said, over the years, you develop a lot of filters. And he's talking about something all the top hedge fund investors and Wall Street insiders know: filters. And this is what gives them their edge. And remember, when I showed you how we made $4.7 million in a month at that hedge fund, well, filters were a big part of that. And so when I decided I wanted to truly live life on my own terms, but still make big gains from stocks, I knew I had to invest heavily in my own filters. So I created my own 5-point premium stock pick filter. Think of this like a 5-point safety harness that will allow you to buy stocks without worrying about the things that most people do. This system is designed to not lose money. Speaking of Buffett, that's his number one rule, to not lose money. His number two rule is to see rule number one. Now, again, the system is designed to not lose money. Doesn't mean that it's not ever going to lose money, but it's designed to mitigate losses. So this is why I've invested so heavily in my proprietary filtering system. The first filter is a smart filter. It's a volatility filter. It looks at moving averages. It filters out the huge up and down movements in the stock market, and it's looking for a smoother equity curve. We are looking for stocks that don't whipsaw back and forth in this strategy. Smart filter number 2 is an index filter. It uses the S&P 500, and we're only going to look to trade stocks that move in the direction of the overall index. And you've probably heard this said before, but we want to trade with the trend. The trend is definitely your friend. And the trick to beat the market is to not fight it. So we're going to use the index to mirror the momentum of the market. Now, I also have several proprietary filters, and these are not for sale. What I want to share with you is that I work with some very intelligent, smart hedge fund and military software engineers that have helped me develop some of these filters. One is Brian Strong. He's an A-level hedge fund coder. He's got a 20-plus year career in software engineering. He's a hedge fund software specialist. In fact, I've worked with Brian where he used to actually develop software for hedge funds, and he can also code machine learning trading systems. Also, I have John Osborne, who's a trading analyst with over 20 years experience, a very high-level software engineer that used to design submarine systems for the military, and both of these gentlemen have helped me develop the filters that I'm talking about here. And these filters have worked very well. Here's a few examples of some trades. Here's a 38% profit on a trade that was just held over a 15-day period. Here's a 22% profit that was held just a little bit longer. I want to show you a loss as well, because one thing with filters is that they can help you also get out of trades that may not be going in your favor. So this trade, everything was leading to trading this on the 6th, and what we realized a few days later is it was actually a bad trade. It was actually a little delayed, and so we went ahead and got out for a very small loss. And so that's one of the things that's very important about trading with smart filters, is that you can also stay in alignment with your goals. And remember, one of my big goals was to not lose money. So if we can mitigate larger losses, here's just an example of that and how that works. Now, the third insider secret is to make your portfolio crash resistant. Now, if you hedge your portfolio with what I call a risk on, risk off strategy to protect your downside so the next recession doesn't kill you, in years like 2008, you wouldn't have had double-digit losses. Now, I want to talk just briefly about market cycles. If you're a trader at all, if you've been trading for any period of time, you're going to be aware of market cycles, how the market just ebbs and flows, and what goes up must come down. And we're very aware of this over time. History repeats itself. Markets definitely go up and down. And so it's not a matter of if, but when. The next crash, it's not a matter of if, but when. It could happen this year. Maybe we have another year left. Not sure exactly. But we do know that it can happen. And so in 2008, I want to hone in on this, and I want to show you something, because that's a year that many people were greatly hurt in the stock market. In 2008, this strategy was down 5.3%. Now remember, this is a long-only strategy, down only 5.3%. But I know several people in 2008 that had $100,000 accounts that were retirement accounts. And when they got their statements and they opened them up and their eyes were open wide and their mouths dropped when they saw their $100,000 balance had decreased all the way down to $50,000 or $45,000. In some cases, and some people that were in more aggressive strategies even worse. And that really stung and it hurt. And I believe that this is kind of where I started to truly think about how to help traders. Because in 2008, when people lost 40 and 50% of their retirement accounts and their brokerage accounts, they started to doubt their financial advisors, and they started to want to really take control of their future and their investment portfolios, and they wanted to learn how to trade for themselves. So in 2008, I know that stung for a lot of people, and I'm pointing out 2008 because it's the most recent financial crisis that I can think of that was very, you opened your statement and saw that it was, $50,000. Imagine only being down 5% and your 100,000's, now just 95,000. It would have been a lot easier to weather. And so we definitely don't know when the next crash like that might happen, but we do know that it will happen again because history does repeat itself. So just to recap, we're going to use a long-only strategy, and we're going to focus on generating high returns over the medium to long term with a strong emphasis on capital preservation to limit our risk. We're going to cherry pick the top stocks with smart filters so that we can really find the cream of the crop stocks that have the best potential to go in our direction. And also, we're going to make our portfolio crash resistant so the next market crash doesn't kill us. So let me ask you a question. If you followed what I showed you in secret number 1 and implemented a long-only strategy, and you did what I showed you in secret number 2 and only bought premium stocks that were going up, and you used a risk-on, risk-off strategy to make sure you were protected and that your portfolio was protected from the next market crash, do you think you could be successful? So if it's okay with you, I'd like to spend just a few minutes going over a very special service I created to help you implement the swing trading strategy that we just talked about. So here's what you're going to get. First, you get access to our exclusive premium stock picks service. Each week, I'll send you my number 1 stock picks to swing trade after hours. These will be the cream of the crop stocks that make it through my 5-point filtering process. You'll also get step-by-step instructions on what to buy, and when to take profits. In other words, it's like having me stand over your shoulder telling you exactly what stocks to buy and when. This means you'll reap all the benefits while my team and I do all the work. We spend hours each week analyzing the handful of stocks that meet our 5-point filtering process for the safest and highest probability picks each week. All you have to do is follow our instructions, and these trades are designed to not only generate superior income, but at the same time free you from the worry and stress of wondering what the market's going to do next. Here's how it works. You get an email from me, you'll open it, you'll review my assessment and my analysis, and follow the instructions. Then you can set it and forget it. And this literally just takes 10 minutes a day. So what you're going to get 2 full years of the premium stock pick service, and that's a value of $7,997. But I'm also going to throw in a bonus. I'm going to throw in a stock trading quick start guide PDF. And the reason I'm going to do this is that there's a lot of traders that are maybe new to trading stocks and they don't have a brokerage account set up and they're a little confused on how to set the trades the proper way. And that shouldn't slow you down and derail you from trading. And so what I've done is I put this stock trading quick start guide together, and it's going to show you how to create a trading account and place your first trade in 7 easy steps. And inside of this training, this PDF, I'm going to show you how to set up your trading account, how to place your first trade in 7 days, and I'll also show you how to use brackets to manage your trades. I've also put together another bonus for you, which is how to scan for stock trade setups. And this is going to just show you how I use a very special tool to scan for trade opportunities, and it's very, very valuable. So here again is what you're going to get. You're going to get 2 full years of the premium stock pick service. You're going to get a bonus stock trading quick start guide PDF and a bonus video training on how to scan for stock trades. The total value is $8,491. Now, obviously, I'm not going to charge you $8,400. But if I did charge you $8,400 and all it did was help you to finally start consistently investing in stocks so you could get off the sidelines and get in the wealth building engine, would it be worth it to you? If all it did was help you find one big winner each month that could generate tens of thousands of dollars in gains, would it be worth it? Or if it could give you a strategy that would help protect your portfolio from the next market crash, would it be worth it? So I had 2 choices. The first option is I could go as cheap as possible and create a service that would only require a minimal amount of my time and energy. Or I could create a top-notch advisory service so I could dedicate more time and energy and resources to your success. You know, one successful trade could be worth $3,000. You can probably see why investors pay 2% of their assets under management, 20% of their profits for help with this, and why hedge fund managers make millions of dollars a year just from their picks. So how much would you pay to get the premium stock pick service? You can see why it's a good deal even at $8,491. But because you're on this webinar and you're educated about this, you can get started now for just one payment of $1,997. All you have to do is go to bctnow.com/stocks. Now you have 2 choices. The first option is that you can do nothing and you can keep telling yourself that you'll start trading later when you have more time and money. But how long have you been saying that? The second option is you can take a leap of faith and just test it out to see if it works. In fact, I'm so confident in this trading strategy that I'm willing to give you a 30-day money-back guarantee. So take the next 30 days to test drive the Premium Stock Picks advisory service. And if for any reason you're not satisfied, just email us, support@basecamptrading.com, or call us at 919-935-0010, and you'll receive a full refund. So the real question is, since there's a 100% ironclad money-back guarantee, the only risk is your time. So is it worth investing a few minutes of your time to check this out worth it? Again, what you're going to get get 2 full years of the premium stock pick service. You're going to get a bonus stock trading quick start guide PDF to help you get set up properly. And then you're also going to get a bonus on how to scan for stock setups video course. All this for $1,997. Go to bctnow.com/stocks. Also, if it's more convenient for you, I've set up a 3-month payment plan for you where you can sign up for the service for 3 easy payments of $697 a month. Call 919-935-0010 or go to bctnow.com/stocks, and I'll see you on the inside of the advisory service. Thanks, and have a great day.
All right, so wrapping that all up, back to our live trading. Now here is the motivation for trading with daily market lots. You don't need so much money to invest into testing how our trading works. All you need to do is join our weekly trading challenge at no cost, no cost of membership for the start. You only spend money when you make money, and that is you give us 50% of your gains while we do the hard work, do our analysis, and give you entries for each day and every week. So you take our trades, and if you make profits for each day, you give us 50% of your profit, and we can drive this for as long as possible. As far as you are right there in our special trading group for those who are enrolled into our daily trading for $10 to $50 income made from daily market lot. So if this is something you would like to do, you should be right there where others are. Stay with us and let's trade every day. You don't need $1,000 to get into this. And then how about your profit? Now you don't need to wait 7 days before you start trading. No, as soon as we are live, you are live with us. Whenever we place a trade, you are trading with us. You don't need to spend sleepless nights watching the market. Once we give an entry, it is either it picks you up for profit or it takes out the small capital put in for mitigating the risk of losing all you have. So for each day, we give you one entry and at a set time every day. So if you are trading with us, then you have nothing to worry about. Only set your alarm at the right time to be awake, place an entry, and go back to bed. Wake up in the morning and check for profit. If no profit, you know you only lost a small token of your investment for the day. And we do this 7 days a week. So, plus minus, you are going to make real profit trading with daily market lot. Why right there in our ultimate trading challenge to make $5,000 trading with us. So have you made this be with us and refer others to join us? All those other traders who have lost money in the market, would you like to see come back up and make profit? We encourage you to refer them to join our ultimate trading challenge. And also for those who can participate in our live trading session, we have to teach you our strategy for how we make these peaks of entries at a set time for each day and week, so you can do it on your own. To do it yourself, enroll for our live trading session. We only teach this in a live trading session, no online tutorial for it. So you have to be there in your city, and if you are in Lagos, enroll for Lagos. In Port Harcourt, enroll for Port Harcourt, and also if you are in Abuja, enroll for Abuja. We come live to you in a choice venue and carry out this demonstration so that you, seeing it done, can also do it on your own at any time and understand the rationale, the reason behind our entries. So we invite you to stay put, trade with daily market lot, and make profit consistently every day. Minimize the risk of your exposure of capital to the market by trading where there is a high reward ratio of 1:6 risk to reward ratio for daily entries, or 1:10 risk to reward ratio for weekly entries. Trade where the odds are in your favor. Trade with daily market lot. I remain Francis Bestman Isugu, and I am your trading instructor. I am a published author, and also I've got a course right there on Udemy for those who are complete beginners to trading the market. You can go search my name on Google first to know about me, and this is a brief introduction to that. You can search my name, Francis Bestman Isugu. That's for a quick search to my profile, and you see my profile. Google shows that I'm an author, and you can see a list of my books. These are the quickest 6 to review books here. So that's what you find when you search my name on Google. And then you can also get access to my course on Udemy as a beginner. When you search udemy.com/forex market, you can get access to my course that introduces you to the compound interest fundamentals for trading derivatives and futures. So this is a course valued at $18, but right now there's a 37% off, so you can take advantage of it. All right, so this. Join us and trade in daily market lots to recover your losses in the financial market, and also to start making consistent profit. You can join our trading challenge and make the money the market has always had from you. Make it back. Invite your friends to join us. Welcome.